Hello, animators. Fortunately, I'm out all week. Girls have coronavirus, so they should be good to go by the end of the week. So I plan on being back next Monday if all goes well. Either way, I've got a project lined up for you folks. We kind of did a good job before MEA break of priming the pump for this one, so I feel good with just kind of releasing you into it now. But a few notes here in my to-do list. We're going to be making vector animations this week, so I'm excited for you to get to try that out on your own. Have some freedom to mess around a little bit. Here's my to-do list for smart high school students. Number 1, check your grades. Catch up on any missing work. I'll try and update grades this evening before I go to bed, so on Monday, that should be as recent of a grade as possible. Did you know mid-semester is next Friday? So if you have any major holes, this will be a good week to get caught up. You should have plenty of time. Anyways, for the project itself, I've kind of organized everything into this folder that you're inside right now. So let's see, I'll add a link to vecteezy.com. That's the website I showed you the other day where you can download vector files for free. I showed you how to unzip them and access the actual vector file. It might be an AI file, it might be a SVG file, but those can all open into Illustrator. If you're confused on any of that, ask someone in the room. Get some help. You don't need to just sit around and be confused. So start gathering up at least one vector file, if not multiples. I showed you with my example, I had like a Grand Canyon scene, and then I downloaded a cactus with a sombrero on it. And you can just copy and paste all kinds of vector files together into one master file, and then the video tutorial that I have linked shows you how to organize those layers and get those ready for animation. So that's number 3 is kind of maybe a day of work, kind of organizing your vector file and getting the layers situated. Because remember, if it's not on you can only animate vector objects that are on separate layers. So the video does a good job of making that quite clear. Then you save it again as a vector file, and then you're ready to bring it over to After Effects to actually animate it. And the video imports their files a little differently than I showed you, so maybe you remember how I did it, which was dragging and dropping the Illustrator file into the project panel and importing it as a composition, and then double-clicking the composition file or composition piece in After Effects to load up your timeline. That's the trickiest part. So whoever gets that figured out in class, I'm going to need you to help those around you. That's going to be a sticky point for a lot of students, is getting that composition loaded up. So that's why I have this note here. Like, you need to be able to ask your peers for help. Like, don't just, hit one snag and give up for the week and stare at your cell phone. That's very foolish and childish to just, completely give up on yourself. Like, look around you, see who's ahead of you, get help, even if it's not your best buddy. Most people are willing to help when asked, so just take care of yourself. But anyways, like I said, next Friday is mid-semester, so I do expect this to get done this week, even though I'm not there. So you got to be big kids, put on your big kid pants, and figure out how to help or get help when needed, help each other, and get through this. So the ingredients I have put together, like I said, I'll add a link to that Vecteezy site. I'll do that here in just a moment. I have this summative set up that kind of has the rubric that I'll be looking for that I just described, and then a link to a video here. This file looks familiar because we used it the other day. But this is a nice video tutorial from this Sunduck film that goes through the entire process. So the first half of the video is just getting organized with your vector file. And then right around the 5-minute mark, he switches over into After Effects and starts importing those files, getting them ready for the timeline, and then reviewing different things you can do to move your objects around. And that's kind of what this project is all about. So the summative itself, you need to have it's kind of 2-piece. You're using Illustrator to properly organize your vector file, and that part cannot be ignored. And then you're bringing that file over to After Effects. You need at least 2 basic animations, bare minimum 2 basic animations. But once you're in there, you might as well have fun with it and make something interesting. But I need to see at least a couple things moving on the screen. And then the video tutorial shows some options at the end for how to export your video and get it out of the timeline, I believe. If that's not covered, you could just Google how to export video from After Effects. It's pretty simple to do so. You just gotta click the right buttons. So good luck. I'll be available via email if you need. I do expect this to be done this Friday. Like I said, with or without me, you got this. You have all the tools at your disposal. Be productive. Plenty of time to get it done. Good luck.